Guys, this is chicken drumstick. The meat is falling apart. Look at this. Look. We will cook 12 chicken drumsticks, a total weight of about 4 pounds. Before braising, we need to wash them for a few minutes until the water is clear. To get the full flavor of the chicken, we need to dry it and remove any water. I use a double layer of paper towels to absorb all the water from drumsticks. Then I use another napkin to pat dry each drumstick before placing it there. And here is my tip. Pull the skin down and make 2 deep cuts all the way to the bone. This way the cooking juice will penetrate deep inside the meat and bring out all the flavor. Then you can put the skin back. Do the same again. Pat dry, pull the skin, and make 2 cuts. Do the same for all 12 drumsticks. The drying process is extremely important. We don't want any water in the pan, as water kills the flavor. Cover with another piece of paper and let the chicken dry while we prepare the ingredients. When you braise meat, you need the following: liquids, flavor, sweetness, and aroma. And you can find all 4 in just one ingredient, the yellow onion. That's it. You don't need anything else. For braising 4 pounds of chicken, we will use 3 large yellow onions. Or you can use 4 medium. Use a big heavy knife to cut the sides and peel the onion. Cut the onion in half, then each half in half again. Cut it 4 times across. Repeat the same with the remaining onions. We need big chunks because the onion will melt during braising anyway, turning into mashed puree. We'll also use salt and pepper, which I don't even count as ingredients because we always use them anyway. I recommend using a heavy-duty braiser deep enough to hold all the drumsticks and onions. But if you don't have one, use any deep pan with a heavy bottom. Set the heat to medium. Warm the pan for a few minutes until you feel the heat with your hand. Add some extra virgin olive oil to cover the pan's entire bottom. Warm it up for a minute or so until you feel the heat. Add onions. Always add ingredients in the opposite direction of yourself so you don't splash any hot oil on your skin. You can break down the onions into smaller pieces using a wooden spatula so we don't scrape the pan. Mix the onions with oil for about 4 or 5 minutes until you see the onions getting oily and somewhat transparent. And now I'll show you a little trick. We'll use a little baking soda to melt the onion and soften the meat. Use just a bit less than a full teaspoon and sprinkle it all over the onion. I don't want to explain the physics, but baking soda raises the pH levels on the surface of any meat, which breaks down the connecting tissues of the chicken, making it super tender and juicy. Mix it for a few minutes until you notice the reaction of soda with onions. As you can see here, onions change color to a yellowish orange color. Then the onions start to melt, producing juice. As soon as you see the first signs of the onion starting to melt, add all the drumsticks to the pan. You will see the onions have begun to soften and produce steam. By the way, you can also add chicken thighs or mix and match. Just don't cook them together with chicken breasts, because they require different cooking times. Look at all this water absorbed by the paper towel. If we didn't do this step, all the water would end up inside the pan, killing the flavor. Salt the entire pan visually to your taste. Cover the entire area using a little more salt than usual. And the same with pepper. Make sure to cover all the drumsticks. Cover the pan with a heavy lid. And don't open it for the next 20 minutes. However, leave the heat on medium only for 6 minutes. After about 6 minutes, you'll notice the steam starting to escape the pan. I don't know if you can see it on camera. If you do, reduce the heat to the lowest position. We still have 14 minutes left for a total of 20 minutes. Now 20 minutes have passed since we covered the lid. Open it slowly so you don't get steamrolled. Wow, look at that! The onion is already almost melted completely. Flip the drumsticks over to the other side. Salt and pepper the entire area again. Cover the lid for another 20 minutes. Keep the fire at the lowest position. Many people are obsessed with crispy chicken. Why? The problem is when people try to make crispy chicken, they add all kinds of unnecessary additives like flour, sugar, honey, and stuff that is not very healthy. But most importantly, when you make chicken crispy, it looks good from outside, but inside it has no flavor. It's tasteless. And then when you dip it in a barbecue sauce, it tastes like you're eating a cheesecake. It doesn't even feel like you're eating chicken anymore. Alright, another 20 minutes passed. Wow, the aroma filled the entire room right now. The onions had pretty much melted. Let's flip all the drumsticks one more time. But this time we're not gonna add salt or pepper. Test the meat with forks. If they slide in easily, then it's ready. And it definitely looks prepared. However, I want to add 10 more minutes after the second flip. Many of you forgot the real taste of the real chicken, which is delicious by itself. You don't need to add many ingredients. The way you cook, you need the natural flavor of the chicken to shine through. Okay, 10 minutes passed. Let's do another fork test. The meat is super tender, people. Let's turn off the heat. But before you eat, let it rest for about 10 minutes. So the onion sauce can come down. Guys, look at this delicacy. It's a masterpiece that is very inexpensive, by the way. Look what happened to the onion. It melted into a mashed puree. Use a large plate with the saucer in the middle to serve the drumsticks. Arrange all the pieces in a circle and pour some onion puree over the top. You can add any sauce you like to the saucer. I'll just add some sriracha chili sauce to spice things up. And bam! You have the most delicious gourmet style drumsticks that people will never forget. full flavor from outside and inside.